All right, so we have hit number 200. I've done 200 of these, and I would have hit 200 like a year and a half ago if I had maintained on course of every Sunday. I haven't had much to report. I try to bop in when I've got something interesting. Now it's a matter of and reinstilling a certain amount of discipline and dedication, both to the shop and to the channel. So thanks for popping in. I'm going to stray a little bit, I guess. I'm going to tell some stories. I'm working through loss of mom, and that's been up and down, because I also get the perspective of, as an adult, looking at my childhood and try to understand through my mom's eyes what had happened, what had gone on, and why. We went into town yesterday and sorted through and donated a lot of my mom's belongings she had in storage, and day-to-day items, furnishings and things like that, some of which were just nice baubles that when she was in the means she acquired because she liked them. Didn't have a significance, just ooh, shiny. So she got it because she could. She worked very hard through her life and had this small glimpsing window of time where she was able to do damn near anything she wanted, to see anything she wanted. She got to Europe. She got to live more than just mom and grandma. My perspective on this is professionals claim that it takes 7 generations to eliminate the cycle of abuse. And what brought this to the fore is we donated a living room furniture set that was purchased in the mid to late 60s by my grandmother. My mother's father. I won't say my grandfather. I never really knew the man. By all accounts, I didn't want to. Beat the hell out of my grandma for the purchase of this living room set, for whatever reason. Most likely because he was drunk. Moral of the efforts is, through the efforts of my mother and my grandmother, they've eliminated the aspect, the cycle of violence, the cycle of abuse in a generation. In my generation, my brother, my sister, and I actually think I have the worst incident of recalling, and it was horrible. My oldest daughter, Ivy, she was about 4 at the time, 5 maybe. Anyhow, she was being very mean, very lippy, which she still is. She's a strong-willed young woman. She's awesome. But this little kitchen, I spun around to do this number. Listen here, you. And she was really close to me, and I didn't know that. And I got it like right here, and it bruised. It was awful. I held her, we cried, and I explained to her simply that nobody ever gets to treat her like that. There's no reason, there's never a reason to mark a human being, to strike a human being. And at that age, they need to understand that. As adults, occasionally you got to thump someone. However, she needed to understand this, that there's no... Even as adults, there's no good reason to thump someone, but it just happens. But she needed to understand that there is no reason ever that she should have to allow that kind of behavior. It went up the chain. I got to talk to the counselor. I got to talk to the human services people. It closed out as founded because it did happen. It was an accident, but it did happen, and nothing further to be acted upon. No further action required. There we go. I got frustrated and upset with the children all being, the 2 older being beasts, and I spun around on my heels to be disciplinarian, and I clipped her, and it was awful. But I think that's the worst scenario that's happened through our whole generation. That aside, I got a brilliant perspective, and it's bittersweet pill, but I got a brilliant perspective. When we came back through, see, my great grandparents moved out here in 1920. My great grandparents lived in this area, in the Jasper County area, somewhere, Jasper or Monroe counties, somewhere prior, and I have no real knowledge of my great grandparents. I never knew them. Henry Smith, he was born in, I want to say 1886, the Stone said. Passed on in 1945. So likely he got to see the fall of the Third Reich before he passed. That's the first, on my maternal side, that's the first Smith of my line planted on this side of the pond. But you look through at all the markers, and he lends perspective. We have to go. We have our time here, then we have to go, period. I mean, I guess who wants to be stuck in a rotting meat casing for eternity? But it kind of eases the passage a little bit. It's, you even if you don't keep the memories or the knowledge of the individuals alive, you keep the instilled principles of those that came before us alive. And I got to show my son the first Smith on this side of the pond of our line where they were planted, and I think it was a good step in that process for me. So yeah, there's that. That was kind of like the big epiphany that doesn't make everything better, but it makes it all right. I'm here in the shop, obviously. I've got the Healy behind me. More to shop news. This son of a bitch. I don't have a TIG. I don't have a spool gun. I don't have an argon bottle. I don't have what I need to wrestle aluminum. The owner of the Healy, the actual owner of the Healy, they came out last weekend, looked everything over. They were pleased. I did the broad sweeping strokes, got it smoothed out because it was quite lumpy. This is one of those that gets a full skim, stem to stern, block the hell out of it, prime it, block it again, and some touch-up putty. It's not thick. I'm not globbing on filler, half-inch deep or anything like that, but it's there. It's going to be shown off without resources and certain skill sets refined that I don't have. It's not going to be a beautiful, smooth, straight car. It's been wadded up, unwadded, wadded up, and unwadded again. And then I got in here and started reworking it. The Eastwood TIG 200, the owner of the Healy possesses. He let me borrow now on 2 occasions. I'm going to tell you, I've used it 110 and I've used it 220. And I'm here to tell you, if you're looking at the Eastwood TIG 200 to use for aluminum, I haven't tried it on steel really, but to use for aluminum, I wasted more time just trying to get a puddle moving. I could never. I tried 2 different sizes of tungsten, 2 different sizes of cups, every setting on the machine from cranked all the way up to cranked all the way down. I couldn't get a puddle to push. I wound up with chicken shit welds, which I'm rusty on a TIG, but I'm a hell of a lot better than that. So, that said, I wouldn't waste my money on the Eastwood 200 TIG. by my observations. I was very displeased with how much time I wasted trying to straighten some stuff out. There were pinholes that I wanted to weld up. There were torn flanges on the rear shroud that needed welded up. The list goes on. It's pieces and parts. This week was relatively light. I helped a friend of mine. He was without means. Basically cut the rear foot of the framework of his Dodge van apart and rebuild it. Leaf spring shackles and all. The leaf spring shackles had shot through the floor under his van. He had it blocked up with 4x4 cribbing all nailed together. It was nightmarish. Why? Why would I do such a thing? Well, this is the man that stood by my family and I and helped. He was there damn near every moment of our move out here. I don't think we could have got everything moved without him. So my buddy Daryl, as much as I just want to fucking choke him most of the time, he's good people. He's a grown-ass man with severe learning disabilities, and it seems people line up to use him like a porta potty. He helped me out, so I helped him out. He doesn't have this concept down, you know. I have to keep moving in the shop. So it's been a lighter week. I'm going to finish up a lot of stuff on this today. Get my timesheet filled out and Photoshop sent over to Brian, whom I'm working for. Again, like I said, that guy is more delight to work for than not. I got some materials expenses I got to cash in this time because that's money I'm out. So that's that. Without twisting the tail on this one and stuffing more in here for me to deal with, that would be a cash flow basis. I'm pretty much going to work by myself, and my wife will come out and help me on occasion. I'll grab my son and start teaching him. I'm figuring if I've got to give somebody money off the deal, it might as well stay in the family and the household, help our collective. I got a couple guys that want to come in and work. I'm very torn on that. I still haven't decided. I really enjoy the solace of working in my little shop alone. So, as Smith Welding and Restoration starts over in the Iowa County that it really started in, almost 100 years ago. Yeah, that's it. That's my update for the week. I don't know when this will load. Last one didn't load until Monday morning sometime. I'm doing it off my phone. I got poor connection out here. I don't have internet yet. As we get money, we get more. We're starting over. So I will chat with you guys later. Thank you so much for stopping by. I'm going to get to work. I'm going to bolt this thing together and deal with some odds and ends that need dickered with.